Yo, what up, everybody? It's Mr. Menace here, back with the clips of Trump's meeting with the Islamo-Commie that took over New York. And now he went from screaming, shrieking about Trump being a fascist and a racist and all that to kissing the ring. He kissed the ring. And then we have a bunch of Democrat influencers that are coping hard over this meeting, and they think that somehow the mayor of New York is more powerful than Trump. So let's take a look.
My administration would be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker.
This is
I
after.
intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
You used to call New York City home. Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. You know, he may have different views, but in many ways, you know, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on, tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me. And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. And, you know, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting.
Because watching this meeting play out that was so hyped up with the White House calling Zohran Mamdani a communist just yesterday and basically saying, wait and see what happens when the two leaders are in the same room. The way this just played out with the president playing basically host to Mamdani.
Look at his body language. That's total submissiveness, dude. He's holding his hands like a girl, standing behind Trump. Obviously, clearly, he knows who the leader is. And you catch more bees with honey than you do with I don't even know how that saying goes. What is it with shit? So basically, what's going on here is he's realized who the top dog is, and he needs to be successful. He needs to be successful if this whole like socialist, whatever movement that you want to call it, in order for this to work and the Democrats to go full socialism, which that's what the radical base wants. They want full on socialism. This socialist experiment needs to work ran by this Islamo-Commie. And that's the one thing that's different that you'll find between like people on the right than people on the left. They don't want the person that they dislike to actually succeed. So they're willing to let the country or wherever go to complete shit just so they can fail and say, see. And when you ask like a conservative or somebody on the right, like Joe Biden, we wanted Joe Biden to succeed. He was the president. It doesn't matter if we like him or not. That's who the president was. We wanted him to succeed, and that was like a huge failure. That was one of the biggest failures, the biggest L's of a president that we could ever have. Weak, pathetic, didn't even run his own administration. I mean, the guy was on vacation more than any president in history. He just wasn't there. He wasn't even fit mentally. So we want to see people succeed. Like, I hope he succeeds. New York really needs it right now.
Inside the Oval Office. I think that entire interaction that just happened before cameras can basically be summed up as in that moment when a reporter was asking Zohran Mamdani, the mayor-elect, if he views President Trump as a fascist. And as Mamdani went to answer that question, before he could even really start to answer, Casey, the president intervened and laughed it off and said, that's okay, you can just say yes because it's easier than having to explain. He said that Zohran Mamdani could say yes, he believes President Trump is a fascist. He did not, and they continued to take these questions from reporters. Trump is
because he doesn't care. He's entitled to his free speech just like everybody else. He's entitled to his opinion. Trump doesn't care. This is WWE. Okay, there's a new way that people do politics now, if you guys haven't noticed, is they both will attack each other, but Trump is a quid pro quo guy. He doesn't care what you say as long as you're willing to work with him to get things done. He's always let people come back into the fold that he's had issues with. It's a part of his history and why he's such a good businessman, why he's good at getting deals done. These people just don't understand it though. They don't get that this is all just a facade. All the Trump hate. The Mamdani guy, he used that hate. He used the TDS to get himself elected. That's how dumb libtards are. He was like a nurturer to their Trump derangement syndrome. Like, I'm just as Trump deranged as you. Yes, yes. What is he gonna do? He's a mayor. He can't. He has like no power. The governor's already shot down all of his, pretty much all of everything he said he's gonna do. So that's why this is gonna be interesting to see what actually happens. So let's take a look at some of these clips, and you guys tell me who was in control of this meeting. Was it this guy, or was it this guy?
We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down.
You asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes.
Okay.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
I wanted to ask you a
protesters.
Send him.
Mr. President, I want to know one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform, because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our
But to be
city.
clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
That's what you said.
no, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
No.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods?
Yes.
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
So he didn't answer the question, because it was word for word in his policy. We will tax the whiter neighborhoods. Oh, and the governor shot that down too. She said, no, we're not going to let him just tax neighborhoods because they're white, more majority white.
Productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Mr. President.
So he followed Trump's playbook. He literally copied Trump and what he did to get elected. He followed the same playbook. So I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy because these people, they're all big talk, right? And then look at what happened with Gretchen, what's her name, Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. She came there because she needed something to get done, and Trump got it done for her. And obviously, she's got a quid pro quo coming. He did a favor for her. He's probably going to go in there and arrest a bunch of illegals. So remember when she came into the White House and she was holding her binder up, trying to like shield her face so they couldn't get a photo with her being taken next to Trump? Such an idiot.
Threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you've called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very bad people, you know, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have peace. We discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success. So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if there are horrible people there, we want to get them out. I think he wants to get them out maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it at great length.
Okay, so those were some of the highlights. Now let's go to some of the cope from the you got to see these guys. Why are all the biggest Democrat influencers, why are they all gay? I don't get it. It's weird.
There's a new man in town. Zoran Mamdani has won Trump's heart. I think Donald Trump has a crush on him. First, Bubba.
They don't get it.
Mamdani.
They don't get it.
You got to watch at 5 o'clock. We're going to talk about it. It was a love fest.
Baby, at this point, Zoran Mamdani needs to be studied because he is the blueprint on how the fuck you do it. Tell me how.
I don't understand. This guy speaks. He must be an influencer just for gay leftists. I don't understand. He speaks in this coded, not even Gen Z coded, but gay coded language.
Even mayor yet, mayor-elect. He pulls up to the White House like a motherfucking pimp and had Donald Trump eating out the palms of his motherfucking hands. Give him his tens. Now, mind you, this is the same fuck-ass 47 that was calling you everything but a child of God. Now he's saying this.
I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great.
Donnie, what did you...
They don't get it. They think that he wants him to fail. Trump loves New York. Whoever it is, he wants to see the city succeed. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's like they want Trump to see him destroy New York. That's not what he wants. Why would he want that? That's retarded. But they don't get that. I don't know. It really, TDS really is. Just so you guys know, Trump derangement syndrome is now a real mental illness. There's a psychotherapist? His name's Jonathan Alpert, and he has said that half of his clients have TDS, and it's a remarkable mental illness. You can look him up.
Because DT is giddy than a bitch. I've never seen him look at anybody like this. But the biggest chef's kiss about all of this is Mamdani didn't have to change his values in order to get Donald Trump's respect. Did. When Zoran, the self-proclaimed democratic socialist, pulled up, he got Donald Trump to agree on several policies, like affordability.
So Donald Trump
why would you disagree on that?
All over Zoran Mamdani. I mean, I have never...
We got Harry Sissy, dude, the biggest pansy. The biggest pansy. This is literally what your archetype of a liberal Democrat man looks like right here. And he looks like Brian. He's like the young version of Brian Stelter.
Trump praised somebody so much. It was just a total love fest. Of course, Mamdani and Donald Trump met for the first time today in the Oval Office, and Trump was so complimentary of him. After their meeting, he said, "I think you're going to have a really great mayor." The better he does,
They
the
want to
happier
hate so
I am,
bad. They
I will
want to hate
say.
on him
He
so
also
bad.
said, I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to surprise some conservative people, actually. A reporter then asked Donald Trump, would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration because he's a billionaire? And Donald Trump said, yeah, I would. And this is not just me, a liberal, making it up. It was so bad that Fox News even commented on it, saying,
so
that's
bad.
what we just watched. I think J.D. Vance is...
Why is this... Dude, see what I'm saying? They think it's a bad thing. It's so weird, dude. To get into the head of like a libtard is a fascinating thing, dude. Like when you talk to these people, you have to actually put yourself in their head and say, is this like what you're thinking? And then you have to say it back to them, is this what you mean? Like you think that they should be at odds with each other? They should hate each other and try not to get anything done? And you know how much federal funding that New York gets? It's like $100 billion or something like that.
I think the president wants to use Mamdani as a running mate. They got along
maybe
fantastic.
Not 100. I know.
And this is after Donald Trump has called Mamdani a communist, a socialist, all this nonsense. And he came out of that meeting saying, actually, Mamdani's focused on the right things and he likes him. I mean, we know that Donald Trump folds like a lawn chair when confronted in person, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. I mean, that was just stunning to watch.
That is a copium overdose. But I did think it was interesting to see the two of them get together. And, you know, I want to see New York succeed too. I don't know why they think we want to see it fail. That's like we don't want to see it fail. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, half his policies, the governor's already saying she's not going to let him do. So we'll see. Maybe he's going to get some pull if he works with Trump, you know, and getting the illegals out. Because that's all he wants to do is get all these illegals and criminals out of the city. So, I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you think, dude. Tell me in the comments. Is the Islamo-Commie going to destroy New York and turn it into another shithole like, you know, Little Somalia and Minnesota and Tampon Tim's district? All right, peace.